Cabernet Sauvignon, or is this 100% Merlot? Because I kind of taste a little different.
I wouldn't know that. Why?
So the Pinot Noir, same kind of thing. If a Pinot Noir looks really, really dark, or a Zinfandel looks really, really dark, there's a good chance there's Petite Syrah in there. Some other kind of wine. And it's legal, and they don't have to disclose it otherwise. So now, the tasting room bar, they'll typically tell you, but they don't have to.
Right.
And then, of course, on the back, you can almost get away with saying just about anything, but sometimes the government will slap you down for like really basic words. One time I put on here, I wanted to say that Syrah was like bold, like the Cambrian Sea after a winter storm. They sent the label back to me saying you can't use the word bold anywhere on the label. And I said, why? What's wrong with that? Oh, that kind of invokes hard alcohol or spirits.
Oh, bro.
So before we actually put our labels on a bottle, we have to submit them to the government, and an agent there has to approve each one individually. They have as many as a dozen different agents that all they do is look at artwork and labels all day long and make sure everything's compliant.
I think I want that.
It's pretty cool. And it's really funny to see what slips through sometimes. I mean, there's a winery over in Paso called Chronic Cellars, which they usually put like images of the Grateful Dead type of work on there and everything. But they have one label called Sofa King Bueno. So if you say it really fast, it sounds pretty bad. Now I think if the agent looked at it carefully and thought about it, but she probably had so many labels that day to go through, she didn't put it all together, that it sounds like Sofa King Bueno. And it slipped through. But the joke's on them. The government at any time can say, you know what, we made a mistake.
Oh,
You've
okay,
got to rip all those labels off your bottle and start over again. Interesting thing, and I don't always tell a lot of people this, but on the back of the label, it'll say either produced by, cellared by, or vinted by. And produced by is the only one that means that that winery actually made that wine. By law, we can sell wine in our tasting room as long as 51% of it was actually made by us. So I could buy wine from any other winery, bring it into my cellar, and I could do something different to it. I could age it in my barrels or something like that. But I'd have to put on the back here, cellared by. And this is one of these weird things that most people, it's like, okay, well those guys made it. And but only produced by means it was made by that winery. Vinted by also means it was probably made by somebody else too. Even though vinted means you vinified it, you know, so it's kind of a strange thing, but look for that sometimes if you suspect that it's like, wait a minute, I didn't think they made champagne. And sure enough, you'll see vinted by or cellared by on the back.
Can you tell us about your barrels?
Sure.
Yeah.
We use a combination of different barrels, both French and American barrels.
Okay.
We use different varieties of toasting. When they make a barrel, in order to bend those staves into place, they've got to heat them up. And so that burns the inside of the wood. And we can specify light toast, medium plus, or heavy toast.
Okay.
And so the heavier the toast, the more flavor that actually gets into the wine. And the first year, the bulk of the flavor from the barrel will get into the wine. Second year, not as much. Third year, it's almost gone. Fourth and fifth, we call that a neutral barrel. With most of my red wines, I don't like to have more than about 30 to 40% new oak in there. Otherwise, all you taste is oak, you don't taste the fruit. I think that's a crime, especially with Paso fruit.
Yeah.
It's so lovely. It has such a nice, rich flavor that. But up in Napa, I don't know what it is. They like to brag. It's 100% new oak.
Right.
It's like, well, great. Where's the fruit?
Yeah.
You know, I know the stuff was made from grapes. It should taste like something other than liquid smoke. You know. So, yeah.
That's my biggest complaint about wine. If it's you can take an oak press.
Too long. Either too long or too many new ones.
What do you want? There was one Hungarian.
Hungarian's awesome. It's beautiful.
Hungarian oak.
Yeah.